Hello everyone, my name is Amandeep Kaur and today I'm here to talk to you about PTE Academic. So I have an extensive experience in PTE Academic. I've been teaching from last 6 years. So today I'm going to talk to you about the key tips to get 57 plus scores in PTE. So first of all, let's talk about PTE, Pearson Test of English Academic. So this is an international computer-based English language test, so which measure your English language ability and can be used to apply to various different educational institutes. Like suppose if you want to go for your student visa, you want to apply for the 485 graduate visa, or maybe in the future for permanent residency purposes, it is acceptable. So PTE Academic have 20 different task types. So each of you are going to test a combination of skills. So means this is different from IELTS. All the 4 modules are independent, but in PTE, all 4 modules are interrelated. So means suppose if you are doing your speaking, some of the tasks are going to affect your score in reading as well. So this test is divided into 3 different parts. So part 1 is your speaking and writing. Part 2 is your reading. Part 3 is your listening. Starting with the general preparation tips, if you are planning to go for PTE, first of all, you have to understand the test format. Means you have to familiarize yourself with the PTE test format. What different type of the questions are there, scoring criteria, how many tasks will be there. So this will basically help you to manage your time effectively during your exam. Also, you need to identify weak areas. So here you have to take a diagnostic test to identify specific areas like where you are struggling and how you can improve yourself. Means you have to focus your effort on those areas while maintaining your thoughts. And also you have to set a study schedule. So you should create a structured study plan that allocates time to each section of the test. So it means self-study is really, really important if you are really want to achieve your PTE scores. Moving to next one is like section specific strategies, means with the speaking, reading, writing and listening. So starting with the speaking, how you can improve your speaking score. So means you have to practice speaking aloud. So whenever you're doing your practice for speaking, always use a timer. So use a timer to practice speaking tasks within the allocated time. So always record yourself. And after recording, you should listen for your clarity, fluency and pronunciation. Speaking scores are based upon 3 different factors: your oral fluency, your pronunciation and content. And also you have to familiarize with common topics. So prepare for common speaking topics like practicing spontaneous speaking and structure your response logically. So like first of all, you have to understand like how many tasks are there, what are the requirements, how you can prepare yourself, what is the time limit, and what about the scoring criteria. Shadowing technique as well, so means you should start listening to the native speakers during the podcasts, videos and the news, and repeat what they say to improve your pronunciation and intonation. Moving further is your writing. So you have to understand the scoring criteria in writing. So here you have to focus on the coherence, your structure, grammar, spelling, vocabulary. So practice writing essays and summaries. Practice summarizing 2 different types of the task in writing. One is your summarized written text, another one is write essay. So how you can prepare for summarized written text means there are specific strategies, and also whatever the task is, we have to follow the instructions very carefully, because they're going to ask you like you have to write a summary in 1 sentence. So what 1 sentence basically means you are only allowed to write 1 sentence by using different strategies, like by using conjunctions, similar idea conjunctions, or the contradictory idea, summary, cause and effect, depending upon what type of summaries are there. So you have to work accordingly. And then feedback and revision. It's always important. You should get feedback on your writing. So how you're going to know how you are improving yourself? You should get a feedback from your peers or from your teachers, so for the continuous practice. And next one is your reading, like how, in order to improve your reading, how you can improve your reading. So skimming and scanning is one of the very important task for the reading section. So practice skimming for the main idea and scanning like in order to find your important or specific information. Basically, this will help you to manage your time in your actual exam. Also, you need to expand your vocabulary. So means regularly learn new words and phrases. You can use the different apps or flashcard, how you're going to remember those vocabulary. If you have a wide range of vocabulary word, that is basically helping your reading plus in your writing. If you really want to achieve even like more than 57 plus score or like 79 plus score, so definitely like you have to expand your vocabulary and practice with academic text. So you have to read academic articles, journals, and reports so that you should understand the complex sentence structure and vocabulary. That will also help you to improve your reading skills. So moving further, like for listening, what are the important tips? So active listening. So you always need to practice listening to different English accent through different videos and the podcasts, like British accent, American or Australian, because in your PTE exam, you're going to get different type of accent. Note-taking technique, this is also very important. So you have to develop effective note-taking strategies while listening to lectures or conversation, because this is really, really helpful in your speaking task, like if you're doing your retell lecture. So lecture is basically going to be about like 90 seconds. So how are you going to retain that whole information? Because you only have 40 seconds to retell your lecture. So in order to retain that information better, so note-taking strategies are always important. So effective note-taking strategies through which like you can get more and more information, and also that will help you to give your response effectively. And after that, practice listening task. So use your PT practice material to familiarize yourself with different type of listening questions. So in PT, you're going to have 8 different type of tasks. So the very first task is your summarize spoken text. That's only a time individual task, and the rest is where you have to manage your time by yourself. So means you should understand what actually the tasks are there. So what is the time limit, which task is the time individual, and in other tasks, how I'm going to manage my time so that I can finish everything on time. So in further to that one, so which other resources you can use, like if you want to improve your score, official PT practice test. So use official PT practice resources is a similar like exam condition. So if you search online PT score practice test, you can find like there are 5 different type of the test available. You can purchase online, that's around $36 US. So there are 5 different type of the tests. Every test is for 2 hours, and also every test is different, like if you want to practice before going for actual exam. Once you do that test, also score report will be available there as well, similar like same as a real exam. So that definitely can help you to give you like where you are, like if you're still lacking in any of the tasks, like you still get more time to prepare, and then you can go for booking your actual exam. So in terms of courses, like if you planning to go for your PT exam, so you should consider enrolling in any of the PT preparation course, maybe doing online or maybe face-to-face, whatever suits you. So like basically PT exam is like, it's an expensive exam. So before sitting to that exam, so definitely preparation is important. Like you should at least understand the format, what different sections are there, about the time limit, how you're gonna do improve yourself. So at Mastery Institute Australia, so we are providing personalized guidance like through our tips and strategies that will help to get your desired score. So every week we are doing different assessment, the formative assessment, and once you finish your 4-week, during the 5-week, we have a summative assessment as well, so to analyze regular progress of students. There are a couple of changes came into effect in 2024. So from November 2024, so human experts will double check the AI scores on the content of describe image and also retell lecture. So just to make sure everything is an authentic, aside from this, like you are going to do exactly as before, so you need not to worry too much. So the strategies and the template that we are providing, so they are carefully tested and refined based on what really works to score high in your PTE exam. So apart from that, let's going into a describe image. So that is one of the tasks in your speaking section. So PT describe image format assesses your ability to describe image effectively. So this is basically a third task in your speaking section and include 3 or 4 questions in your actual exam. So what different type of images will be there? So maybe you're going to get a line graph, bar graph, pie chart, tables, diagrams, any pictures. So in speaking section, basically every task is going to have a preparation time as well as a response time. So for describe image, you only have 25 seconds to analyze the image, and then you have to give your response in 40 seconds. So the main goal is to provide a clear and concise description, like without explaining features or any hidden messages. So 3 or 4 tasks will be there. Only speaking section is going to be assessed here. You only have 25 seconds for preparation and 40 seconds for your response. As I said, like different type of images you're going to see in your real exam. So based on your content, like how your scores are going to be affected. So your scores are based upon 3 different parts. So first is your content, your oral fluency, and your pronunciation. Minimum score for the content is 0 and the maximum 5 similarly for your oral fluency and your pronunciation as well. So in terms of content, how you're going to get high points. So high scores are awarded to the answers means that basically cover all important aspect of the image, including the relation. So you have to provide the conclusion as well. In terms of oral fluency, how you're going to speak like fluently without any hesitations, pauses in between, that will contribute to achieve better score in this aspect. And next one is your pronunciation. So pronunciation is about your clear and concise, like accurate pronunciation. That is very important to achieve your high score. So because these 3 things are really, really important for throughout your speaking section. So the template, the structures. So how we have designed this template or structure based upon the PTE Pearson checklist. So what they actually want from students to provide in their responses. So on the basis of the checklist and the structure, so there are 5 sentence structure has been created. So in the very first sentence, like you always have to provide like what actually the title of the image. So like the image describe, title of the image, and then it also provides information about the topic in different categories. Like you have to specify the categories. What are the categories? Any keywords or any visible information that you can see in front of you. And then it is clear from the image that category 1, which is going to be the highest with the figure and the lowest figure. So basically why we are only focusing on the highest and the lowest, because we only have 40 seconds to give a response. In 40 seconds, we can't explain each and every single thing. So you only have to specify a few important aspects from your image. So on the basis of that structure, you can only specify, like, because it's easy to analyze, because the time is very limited in 25 seconds. You can't grab much information. So you only have to analyze the highest and the lowest point. And similarly, if there are like some timeline graph, maybe 3 or 4 lines are there, so you can randomly pick any 2 categories. And similarly in sentence for like however, but on the other hand. So basically you have to choose only one. So category 2 has the highest figure and the lowest figure. So last is your conclusion. After analyzing this image, it can be concluded that this image is showing crucial information strongly supported by important fact and figures having great impact on title of the image. So depending upon how fluent you are, you can also modify your conclusion. It's not like you have to only follow this conclusion. So it depends upon some students they are really fluent. So means in that case, you may need to provide more information, but some student, their fluency is a little bit low. So depending upon your performance, your fluency, you can modify the structure. So this is one practice question based upon like your template. So I want you just need to analyze this one, and then if you're okay with that, if anyone wants to give a response for that. So just a bit of activity for you. I can also hand over these. Can you help me to hand over these ones? Yeah. How many of you have already gave PT exam before? Is there anyone in this room? Okay. So just only 2? Anyone else? You already? So, so everyone else is new for PT, right? Okay. How about IELTS? Do you give IELTS before? Just raise your hand, please, if you already gave IELTS exam. Okay, couple of faces. Like, you are familiar with the like academic exam. What sort of things are there like when you are sitting for academic exam? So all the modules are same, like reading, listening, writing, and speaking, but it's totally different, right? So in IELTS, you are giving in front of examiner your speaking section, but here you have to do everything online, just in 2 hours. So you are finishing all 4 modules in 2 hours only. So, and the test results also very fast compared to IELTS as well. So sometime, like suppose if you give your exam this morning, 9 to 11 session, sometime you're going to get your result in the same evening. So maybe sometime next morning, but it's maximum 5 days for your test results. So means most students, they are like now after PT compared to IELTS, because for IELTS results you have to wait for a couple of weeks. So in meanwhile, like if you have any questions, you can ask, and others, like you can just start analyzing. Like if you have any idea how you can describe this image in only 40 seconds, do you think like it's very easy to describe in 40 seconds, or it's gonna to be hard? What do you think? Reasonable. Okay, yeah. So time pressure, like most of students say like it's a time pressure exam, like because you have to do everything under time conditions. So it's very obvious like you can get nervous. So if you want to find information related to PTE academic, you can go on www.ptepearson.com. So you can find a lot of information over there. So if you also want to do a practice question, like a practice exam before booking your real exam, so you have a chance to go for that as well. So because as I said, like there are 5 tests available online, but actually you have to buy that one. That's around like $36 US. So if you wanted to buy that one, you have to create your account on the Pearson website as well. So first of all, create your account if you want to sit for the scored practice test on the website, or even if you want to book your real exam, you have to book through the website. So you have to create your account first. Okay, so depending upon your availability, like which test center suits you, you can book the date and the time according to your convenience. Okay. Is there anyone ready to give an answer for that? Any response related to this image? Any volunteer? Do you want to? No? Maybe start working in pairs and try to analyze the image and discuss together like how you're going to describe this one. So maybe work in pairs quickly. Try to understand the structure and the template that I gave to you, and based on that structure, so please try to analyze this image. So how many of you are ready with your sentence 1? So what's your sentence 1 as per the template? Can you see title over here? So this is going to be your first sentence, right? So normally you can see the title in all of the images. If most probably it will be there, but if not, you can make up your own title depending on the image, whatever you can see, right? So the image describe percentage world population by region. Okay, so that's your first sentence. Okay, how about second sentence? Categories. What you can see in front of you on the image. Can you analyze on x-axis, y-axis, any visible information in front of you? Yes. Chloe, you wanted to try? Sorry, can you? Okay, countries, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So now you can see here the name of two countries, Asia and Europe. You can also see a year. You can also see a percentage. So this is going to be a second sentence. Means it also provide information about the topic in different categories like Asia, Europe, year from 1750 to 2000, and percentage from 0 to 70. So this is going to be your second sentence, right? So means whatever the information you have to convey, it should be related with the image, whatever you can see in front of you, right? And then how about sentence number 3? Quickly identify your category 1 and category 2. So now we can only see 2 lines here, right? Okay. So one is with Asia, another one related to Europe. So you can pick that one as your category 1. Okay. So Asia, just try to analyze where it is highest, which year is highest, and talk about the percentage. The good thing in PT is like you can talk about the approximate figure. You need not to talk about the exact figure. You need not to be very precise. So that's a sort of like good thing. Like you can talk about it's approximately 65 or it's over 60% and it's less than 60%, that's fine. So can anyone? Where Asia is highest? So during the year 1800, you can say that like Asia is highest during 800, which was more than 60%, and it was lowest in 1950, which is under 60%. Then talk about the another category. So that is our sentence number 4. So that is Europe. However, in Europe, so where it is highest? So during the year 1900, so it is over 20%, and by the end of 2000, it is 10%. Okay. So this is how like you can quickly analyze highest and the lowest, because in 25 seconds, you can't, also because the time is very limited, only 40 seconds, right? We can't talk about each and every single thing. So that's why I'm saying just try to pick up only the important things, like whatever you can see, only the highlighted things over there. So last is your conclusion. Okay, so the conclusion, you can use that one, the conclusion that I gave to you in your handouts. But on the basis of the image, if you want to come up with your own conclusion, you can just come up with that one as well. Like overall, Asia has been highest throughout the years compared to Europe. Okay, so just if you want to keep it very simple. Okay, so that you can use as your sample response, right? Just whatever we discussed now. Okay, if you want to take a picture, yes, you can. As I said, this template has been designed as per the checklist, PT checklist. So as per the checklist, which 5 things we have to give in our response. So whenever like you are going to give your response, always check like did you use an introductory expression? or you describe the most significant information. As I said, like you can only go with the significant. You need not to talk about each and every single aspect of the image. And also you have to emphasize the point that's most important, only if one stands out above the others. In order to the one that we discuss now, so the figures are there. So if the figures are there, you have to use the language of approximation if figures are not exact. So that's a good thing. Like we can talk about approximate figure as well. So at the end, you have to give an implication, means a conclusion at the end. This is important. As per the checklist, we have to talk about everything. If you're going to skip anything, like if you, due to the time limit, like if you didn't say about the conclusion, you are going to lose your points from that part, okay? So because your scoring criteria is going to be analyzed on the basis of this checklist. Other proven tips, if you going for your PTE exam, which things you need to keep in mind. It's always important, like you should check your equipment, your headphones, your microphone, your keyboard before starting your actual test, okay? Because any glitchy headset or microphone can throw off the computer's ability to understand you. If the system is not going to understand you, definitely it's going to affect your score. You have to speak loud and clear without any pauses, stumbles, or awkward stops, which will keep your score steady. So because sometimes, like if your fluency, if you are very fluent and suddenly you drop with your fluency, means there is a fluctuation. So definitely it's going to affect your score. Practice, always important to get your desired score. So maybe like if you gave your exam first and you didn't get your desired score, you are going to get your score report. Also, like on your online portal, you can access the detailed score report on the basis of the skills profile. So you are able to access that one. So because in the skills profile, they are going to give your performance on the based upon 8 different categories. So like your scores on the speaking, listening, writing, and your reading. So if you are like, if you didn't perform very well in your reading, so they're going to give you the feedback as well, the recommendation. So you can go through with that one, so how you can improve from the next time. So anxiety is like, it's very obvious, like when you appear for the important exam. So it can be a problem because if you're hesitating a lot, it's going to affect your fluency and pronunciation as well. So you should stay calm and let your preparation perform on the exam day. So it's only for limited time, 2 hours. So you are going to do everything in 2 hours, all 4 modules, okay? That's pretty much for the session today. So if you have any questions, you should ask, okay? Also, if you're planning to book your PT exam, make sure like on the exam day, if your exam going to be started at 9 a.m., you should be there like 30 minutes at least before starting your actual exam, because you have to go through with a couple of other processes, like they're going to check your IDs, they're going to take your pictures and everything. So you have to agree to the strategies and the procedure over there. So means you should have enough time for all those sort of things. So then you can be easy, like. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone.